It is one of the stories of the year emanating from Arden Street. Ben Cunnington will return. He'll resume his AFL career come the weekend. It has come amid a flood of emotion. He's quietly spoken, but the emotion was there for all of us to see in what the club released publicly.
Steves, what do you love about him?
Oh, you just know he's got your back no matter what. He's heart and soul of this club, so it's pretty picky cutting.
Jizer?
Well, you definitely stand taller when you see him across from you. Love playing with him, look up to him, so pumped to have him back out there.
You're going to be 6'5" this week, mate. You're going to be walking lots taller. Well done, mate. Congratulations.
Thanks, Patrick. The only thing I do want to say is, as a few years you probably know, I thought I loved my life outside of foot. I still do love my life outside of footy, but you think you could probably finish up and be happy with that, but until it sort of gets taken away from you and you've got no control over it, you soon realise that you still love it. And I went through what I've had to go through, and without the support I couldn't have got through, but I'm here now, hungry. I feel I've worked hard and in a position to hopefully help my boys out again. So, yeah, I'm keen as ever.
Heart and soul player. Hey, 2 battles with cancer and all manner of setbacks, but there he'll be on the weekend. So Leigh Adams, the North Melbourne coach, has just ducked out from dinner to join us. Leigh, great to have you on 360.
Hi guys, thanks for having me.
Just put us inside that room and what you all went through in that 10 minutes or so.
Yeah, it was pretty emotional, as you can see from there. The smiles on the guys' faces it's been such a long journey for Ben, and for him to get so close on so many occasions with probably was ready to play 4 to 5 weeks ago with the amount of effort he put in, and he had a pretty severe calf tear, which set him back 4 or 5 weeks, and then got so close again, and on the eve of playing a couple of weeks ago was positive for COVID. So it seems to be setback after setback for him. But to his credit, his ability just to continue to keep his eye on the prize of getting back this year has been fantastic. And as you can see from these scenes, the boys are so happy to get him back in.
What did you need him to do today to be absolutely sure to drop him back into the AFL?
Basically just get through, to be honest with you. We just wanted to tick every single box to make sure that he'd pulled up well enough from his run around on the weekend, and that he could get enough out of the game today, out of training today, so he could feel confident going into the game. Off a 6-day break and a flight this week, we were really cautious on making sure that he was really confident in his body, that he'd be right to go, and he got through no dramas today. And, yeah, we're wrapped for him.
The morale, in a lot of ways, thanks for joining us, Patch, the morale in a lot of ways is broken. 4 or 5 weeks ago, you experienced an unbelievably great win against Richmond, and you've experienced what you saw today behind the closed doors. I don't know if you're going to get the job next year or not, but how blessed are you to be part of that win and picking up the club and seeing what Ben Cunnington was able to experience today?
Yeah, I've been put in a pretty special situation for this 6-week period, and you're right, for us to have that amazing win off the back of a really tough, 3 or 4 months, and then today, it's why you coach footy, for highlights like this, to be involved in the footy club that I love and want to see get back up the ladder as quick as possible, and for one of a mate of mine, a teammate of mine, and a champion of our footy club to be able to help him get back on his journey has been a really special time for me as an individual, but it's going to go down as a really special moment for our footy club as well.
Can you take us to the place, Leigh, where you sat down with him or spoke to him on the telephone or in your office? What was said? Did you say it's up to you, Ben? Did Ben say it's up to you, Leigh? I mean, how? Give us some minutiae around the discussion.
Yeah, we had a conversation on Monday, basically making sure that he pulled up really well. And I said to him that it's going to be a conversation between the coaches, the medical staff, and him, because as a champion of our footy club, he's earned the right to have a say in whether he's right to play or not, and whether he thinks he can contribute to a level. And he the humble bloke that he is, wanted us to make the decision for him, and he didn't want to feel like he was letting his teammates down by being selfish. And we probably had 3 or 4 phone calls within the next 24 hours of him just ringing us to make sure that we were comfortable with him playing, and that's just the type of person he is. And we can't wait to run out with him this weekend.
What's he been through to get back, Leah? I remember Michael Voss sat here and he was just amazed that Sam Doherty was going to make it back. In what you've seen firsthand, how big a triumph of determination and spirit is this?
It's hard to put into words, Jared. Ben took us through his story a few weeks ago of his journey over the last 13 months, and when I first saw him come back after his treatment, and he'd lost, I think he said 13 kilos, and to see obviously no hair on his body and how gaunt he looked, and the small exercise program he was doing of just walking a lap or two and that was it for the day, or 20 handballs and then he was done for the day to go home and rest. It felt like it was so far away from him ever getting back on, but just as he's continued to build week after week, and it's just got closer and closer, the amount of work he's put in has just been amazing. And it'll be, it's probably not going to be the Ben Cunnington of 3 or 4 years ago, in terms of just what he's been through and where his fitness levels are at the moment, but the lift that's going to give our group and the class he's got is going to be far bigger than any 30-possession game he could have.
Yep, it'll all give us an emotional stake in what transpires. Leigh, thanks a lot for joining us tonight.
Thanks, guys.
Leigh Adams, the North Melbourne coach. So a North Melbourne legend has just ducked in on the couch. David King, in a season where there hasn't been a whole lot to draw on, what's this worth to a footy club?
Well, is Patch gone? Because I asked for him to be sacked for not playing him last week, so I don't know if he's still there. But no, it's huge, Jared. And, Robert, I think some players just mean more than the role or than their, two-time best and fairest CV or 4-time runner-up. They're heart and soul players in words, but when you're out in the field, they're more than that. They're the warriors that lead the way in a team that has been void of a lot of leadership, really. A lot of guys haven't been able to get their hands dirty in the middle of the ground, and that's what he does.
When you see the scenes in the rooms, and the rooms are the private domain of the players and the trusted staff, and it was great for North Melbourne to let the public in. What's it like in the rooms when one of your own is welcome back? Like a Jason McCartney.
Yeah.
When he come back, you said it last week, when Jason come back and played in that game at whatever it was, Docklands.
It was. There's not many times you feel overcome with emotion, particularly game day. But I just remember that night walking back in thinking, wow, this is bigger than just a game of footy. A guy walking back onto the field, having come back from so many setbacks and obviously what went on in Bali. This is about bringing a cause with him. Now, this is slightly different, and it's more of a North Melbourne story with Ben. But to see what he's had to go through, and you heard Leigh talk about him just then, when he first turned up at Arden Street, he looked like a different person. It wasn't Ben Cunnington. It wasn't the big bull midfielder that we'd all seen. And it's just great to be part of that journey, I think, guys. And I don't care what he does on the weekend. He'll be worth 4 goals to Kangaroos just being out there.
Lovely. We'll see you in a few minutes for the watch list.
Done.